For many parents, especially parents of teenagers, their #1 complaint is this, that they feel that their children don't respect them. A new book, Parenting 2.0, Think of the Future, Act in the Now, touches on some of the reasons that our young people seem to disrespect us and how we can handle it. Joining me now is the author of that book and a licensed therapist, Tricia Ferrara. Tricia, so I think about, my generation. I'd never speak to my parents the way some young people speak to theirs. Why is that the case these days?
Yeah, amazingly, this is the #1 complaint for most of the parents I work with, that children don't respect them. They treat them with disrespect. And I know that the culture is putting a lot of pressure on these kids to behave like adults, right? And they give them this language that's kind of snarky and sassy, which we know is far from what an adult really means. And they're using it to get their needs met, and it's really putting everybody out in the weeds.
That certainly is. So what kind of advice do you have? I mean, give us a process about how a parent can handle this.
Well, first of all, don't take things personally, okay?
It's really hard to do.
It is. That is job one. But you really want to coach your children to be more aware of what's going on inside. Look, you're upset, you're frustrated. That doesn't mean you lob a verbal bomb at me or use me as a verbal punching bag, okay? You want to make sure that they know how to handle themselves in highly charged moments. When we do take things personally, we become their emotional peers. And then they don't look to us as someone who can teach them something, okay?
And so what is it that we should be teaching them?
Stay clear. Stay connected. Give them the language so they know how to state their needs. Because often parents are modeling the wrong thing. I mean, sometimes when I listen closely to parents, the children are mimicking what the parents have done. And that's a big problem. And I think that that's what we have to be more aware of.
Okay, but sometimes, when you hear that and you're in that exchange, your emotions escalate.
Right.
So how do we get a handle of that?
Listen. Have a parental timeout, or be aware that this child is trying to coordinate tons of emotions and their needs as adolescents, and that's a difficult thing. So until they can coordinate that, there's always going to be risk. So go in knowing that. Slow the pace of the conversation. Tell them, I'm willing to listen, but only when you can tell me what's really going on.
Well, and it doesn't help to be able to say to your young person, you just don't respect me.
Right.
I mean, is that a reasonable thing to say?
Listen,
what do we understand what that is?
Right,
What is respect?
We use respect as a catch-all for compliance, efficiency, do what I say, and that's not really the whole story here. I think back in the day when we were growing up, there wasn't much else. You did what you were told or you were punished. Today, kids expect more from the world, but we're not giving them the right script of how to get it. So respect should be about how do you stay engaged with someone, have regard for what they're saying, but not attack verbally. And parents have to learn that script as well. And until that happens, there's going to be a lot of friction there.
And it helps not only with parents, but in real life as well.
You bet.
All right, Tricia, thank you so much.
Quite welcome.
So for more on Tricia's advice and information on her book, Parenting 2.0, you can go to cbsphilly.com and click on To Talk Philly. We're coming right back.